What do you mean? What do you mean?
Whoa, GM. We can't really actually hear the song that's playing on that title card when we first open, but we kind of just pretend that we do. We're just like, I feel like I've heard it so many different times. That is an original. That is a DJ Toshi original, you guys.
It justifies my bad dance moves because I can't hear it.
Hi. Welcome to On the Ground with Aubtoshi and Cheffo. As you can see, we're in a totally different place today. We are on the ground
We
in a new place.
chucked a left down here to Melbourne.
We chugged a left down to Melbourne to chug some jugs.
Chug some jugs.
We are here in Melbourne,
Lots of
Australia.
coffee here in Melbourne. Melbourne's a big coffee
really
town.
good coffee, you guys.
crazy.
Even this is like something that was just right next door, right? From where we're staying.
Yeah. Flat white.
Oh yeah, the flat white, which is basically just like milk
It's a lot of milk.
with a shot of espresso, like maybe a full shot of espresso. I'm not quite sure, but it's delicious. It's awesome to be here with you guys. We will give a few minutes for anyone that wants to actually hang out here in the live with us. As always, our chat is up. I should probably, my phone's over there. I messed up. I should have brought my phone. I always like to be the first message. It's here. It's going to be a faster paced show today because we do have to shut it down immediately afterwards and get our butts to the airport because we're going to Seattle for the Nouns Esports premiere of them being in the top 8 of the International. If you don't know what the International is,
Number one ranked North American Dota team.
number 1 ranked
Let's go.
North American team right now, the top dogs. It's finals weekend at the International. It's been going for 3 weekends in Seattle. And dude, it's incredible that they've gotten this far. We are so lucky that we get to actually kind of like hit up Seattle on our way back into the States. We wouldn't miss it for the world. Thank you, Sasquatch, for reaching out to us and making sure that we knew all the dates and everything. We are so freaking excited.
Yeah, it's big time. There's like, I feel like esports are like these like guys that, that they're not like necessarily like hanging in the nouncil or like in different parts of the ecosystem, but they're like these like nouns rock stars now, and
they're complete celebrities. I know. I feel like I'm meeting a celebrity.
Yeah.
That's how I felt this week when we came to Melbourne and went to Nouns Studios. I'm sorry. You have to what?
I have to learn about Dota.
Yes, I'm actually really proud of you. So if you guys want to watch it,
I
I know
haven't
that
learned yet.
the Noun Square has been streaming it on their YouTube channel, but
Nice.
another great place to watch it is just directly on twitter.com/TI or something. Dota 2. I don't know. We'll figure out what that is and we'll post the link for you guys on our Twitter. But
Nice.
we have been watching it.
Yep.
I have a small understanding in history with Dota 2. It's been a long time, but it's really cool getting to watch it with you and kind of being like, oh, this is what's happening. Oh, like they're too far behind over here, or this is looking really good for them on this lane.
There'll be all this chaos happening, and then all of a sudden the crowd will go wild.
Yes.
And so something has happened. And
Well, I think that really speaks to how exciting esports actually is.
Yeah.
Like I've been to tons of games in person, like at the actual like Blizzard Activision studios that they have. I want to say it's over in Burbank,
Okay.
North Hollywood somewhere. North Hollywood. Oh my God, they would kill me. The Burbankians and the North Hollywoodians would kill me if I
It's all LA.
had mixed that up. It's really close to Universal Studios.
Yeah.
You just like go right down the street, but they had live games. Like people have like noise makers.
Okay.
Like everyone is dressed up. It is so
Now
much
this
fun.
is before your Nouns journey. Like what were you doing there?
I was just vibing with the gamers.
Just
I was just
like
feeling excited about supporting people. I did follow like the Overwatch League, the professional.
you were
players.
a cheerleader in high school. So were there was this like the next phase of that? Were there any moves specific? Like is
If
there
you're
an
asking if I
Overwatch?
started like
Is it like this? Like over?
well,
You know.
I think that there was
There was a move.
movements like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I don't
all
know.
jokes aside, the part of esports that
We're
is like so
excited.
fascinating to me is like this team ownership part.
Yep.
I feel like even 10 years ago, it was just so obvious. Like that would be the next coolest thing to do is like have a team. And so it's crazy that Nouns now has a team.
They have a few teams.
Oh my God. And the Nancy Sports people are incredible. So we could rave on and on about them, of course. But since we're already talking about Nouns, let me just like pull up some stuff for you guys. You know, we do this every single time.
Maybe we'll get Sass on the show next week.
Yeah, we got to get him on.
And Brennan.
So when we say Nouns DAO has an esports team, a Dota 2 team,
What does that mean, Aubtoshi?
Oh my gosh. It means that this little guy right here helped fund that.
Nice.
Can you imagine? It's giving very much Freddy Krueger.
That
with
thing's
this one.
terrifying, dude. That is a scary noun, bro. That guy or that thing pops out of a dark corner when they're not supposed to. That thing's terrifying.
Okay. It's a brain. It's
But
an exposed.
I'm like happy for
brain.
whoever buys it.
Yes, of course. So,
You
you know, everyone has their own aesthetics of what they like about
Yeah,
nouns. But
yeah.
at the end of the day, one of these things is auctioned every single day. All of those funds go into the treasury, and then bam.
Do you have a
amazing
favorite noun?
Projects are funded. Of course, I have a favorite noun.
What's your
the rabbit noun?
What number? Do you remember?
I don't have like my favorite noun head is the rabbit, but I don't have like a
Like
a
one
number
that's
that I
already
loved.
been minted. Yeah.
I would have to say that probably. Oh my God, it's so weird that I do not remember the number, but it's Steve's noun.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The one that I got to use for delegation for a few months there.
Nice.
I have a special place in my heart for that little robot head noun.
My favorite is noun 5'9". It's been my favorite for a long time.
Let me guess. That is the chef hat head with the Dow shirt.
That's correct. It's a good one. And it has I think
He talks about this a lot.
watermelon noggles, if I remember correctly.
So good. Of course, if you go to nouns.wtf, you can see the auction. You can see the proposals that are currently on there. The esports team that we're talking about was funded by one of these proposals. This live stream here with you guys today was funded by one of these proposals. 206 if you want to check it out. Let me see now. Let's go back here. And let's just see what number prop we are on. Because of where
421, I believe.
Wow.
Oh,
423.
423. Wow, overnight.
Ooh, who was the 420 prop was a very nice. Okay, nice.
Yeah, that's Gummy.
Oh, it's back.
I'm still curious. Like
Yes.
they canceled it and they brought it back. So
They must have made some changes.
yeah, no, that's good. That's awesome.
And to be prop 420, that is such a Gami move. That is literally, I know that that's why that happened.
Impressive.
I almost feel like it was like canceled so that they could be prop 420.
Ooh.
That is really good. A very nounish Christmas party for 5,000 kids in need. Oh, I do want to just touch on really quick. Last week when we were live with you guys in Sydney, some of these hadn't passed yet or were still in the making. Fund season 3 of Nounish. We got to go to
Went there.
Nounish Studios.
Chilled
And I
there.
just want thank you guys so much for
Drank
being
some little bevs.
so welcoming. Yes, we had little bevs. It was so Nounish. I'll actually show you guys my Twitter.
I guess
have
we're
to,
gonna
like,
just have to pretend that we're drinking little bevs right
I'm
now.
gonna run y'all through the. Oh, there's my notifications. Oh, see, I really had this earlier. Hold on, let me just take you through.
Doc.
I won't take you backwards.
We already have to go back in time this evening, Aubtoshi. Don't make it harder.
Yeah, we literally gain the 26th.
We have
again.
to. We do
It's gonna be
the
triple
26th. We do twice. I don't know
Okay,
what that means, but
look
that's
at
happening.
this. You may recognize this mural in the background of this photo of me holding up a little bev. This mural was actually in one of the episodes of 3 Artists, 1 minute, or sorry, it's like 3 Artists, 1 noun.
I think that's what.
No, the 1 stands for something because I said it was like 1 noun or something the other day, and I don't think that was right. But basically, it's this amazing game show put out by Nounish that happens in an entire minute, where these artists come and create, and they have 5 hours to do so. So that tiger was part of that series. When we had showed up, like can't breathe. Showing up was so crazy.
That's like
We were so nervous. We have known about Nounish and have gotten to meet some of the people like over the years. It's so freaking crazy to say that. We have been involved with Nouns for like nearly 2 years now.
yeah, it's actually really special.
It's so special. So getting to meet people, getting to meet their dogs, getting to hug a person that you've like seen online a million times, like we felt like we were meeting like these pseudo celebrities, and it was so freaking funny because we came in there and they revealed to us that they have the Tosh, which I will be using all the time now.
I am not. Am I going to do it? The Tosh.
Oh,
The Tosh.
It was
The Tosh is here.
so freaking exciting. Oh my God.
It was
I'm
awesome.
honored.
You know, Nounish are content creators, right? And
Yes,
so like
yes.
within the DAO,
We got to see
there's different
the
things that
Boney.
there he is. There's Mr. Boney. But you know, at the end of the day, we're content creators, and so
Yes.
meeting people who are doing similar things or in like a similar track of the DAO is inspiring, intimidating.
Yes, and just
you know, there's just a lot to
very
it.
emotional.
Yeah, it's been a lot. We were here literally the last evening of their prop. being voted on.
Yes, that's
we
what I was.
we tried to be a action. We took everyone out to dinner and hung out and
Got to talk about their prop.
talk about their prop,
And then
like
we
learn
got
about the
to-
process and all that.
We
and
got to
then
watch it actually pass, which was very, very exciting.
totally watch it pass
Let me
the
get
next
you guys
morning. And
here.
yeah, it just was really good. And, had a chance to go back. We were a little bit nervous, because like obviously when someone's prop is in the final stages, it's like your life, and
Yeah.
it's very emotional, and we can speak to that from experience. But we didn't want to be obviously like in the way at the wrong time, but everything worked
Yeah.
out great, and
We
we
didn't
went
want to
back.
like be a nuisance.
Yeah.
But kind of,
But we got to see them actually film an episode
yes,
10.
so much happened.
We can't give it away.
Of course. But
I don't
so
actually
much-
know. We don't know who won. Or
I think so
anything.
much happened in such a small amount of time that
Yeah.
it was like the perfect experiences. Basically every new place that we are on the ground, we have this conversation of like, well, how we should come back. We need to come back here for an extended period of time. It's no different here in Australia. We really, in particular, like really love the whole Melbourne vibe.
Melbourne's amazing.
There's never enough time, but I think that the time that we had was perfect. Getting to watch their prop pass, getting to see them filming one of those episodes. Those of you who don't know, like follow Nownish on Instagram, Nounish. They have basically found something that is working for them, and they are just like running with it, and it is amazing. So they have this whole style now of this like 60-second artist, type game show thing going on. It's really
like
entertaining.
Art for artists.
Art for artists. So again, really cool to see that prop had passed. That was still up there in like, I think, waiting to even get into the voting period when we were in Sydney. So that's really exciting. We also have some other ones. A lot of canceled props, guys. A lot of people out here trying to go for that.
That's okay though.
420 prop
I mean,
thing.
I don't think that's. I mean, I think props
okay.
get canceled for different reasons.
Of
and
course.
Stuff like that.
Nouns Watch. Nouns Iconic Timepieces. This one, I have seen some videos floating around the internet of this watch. I know that the voting is still happening.
I would wear it.
Let's see. This ends tomorrow, so we could probably got like one more full day on this one. It's very much giving like Swatch Watch vibes, which I love. And then I believe that there is a video out there. Oh yeah, here we go.
What's the
Where it's like the noggles are on the little ends of the thing.
what's the ETH amount?
Let me go. I mean, this is really freaking cool. Oh, here's the prototype. That's right. I saw a video right here of this guy like making this prototype. It was really freaking cool.
Well, this is Seva.
Yes,
who
yes,
did
yes.
Public
Fabio
Good.
Seva.
Yeah.
He's a known builder in the ecosystem. I mean, this is really incredible. So the ask is in USDC for development, production, external labor and taxes, and then packaging and shipping. So it's to ship them out, and then there must be a certain amount.
Yeah, and there's like a claim thing for noun holders and stuff like this.
nice.
Like if you have a noun, I think you get one, or you can first claim or something like this.
kind of
but-
like how the Nouns vision glasses work.
Yeah, something like that. But 150,000 to do like what is a very on-brand product. I mean, I think some of the conversation is around like, well, is there a product market fit for these items that we're creating, and funding? And I think that that's part of the challenge is like how to not only create the product, but like we're creating the market at the same time. And so, send some watches over here, Fabio, when it passes, and we'll help you create that market. But I think it's a pretty good way to spend money because these things just, if they're done correctly, then they live on and they can like have iteration. Whereas like sometimes there's, like a finality to a prop where it's just like a one and done. But I think this is really cool. I think there's a lot of stories that can be told around it. I think there could be like fun marketing. But yeah, it's like one product that Nouns is potentially going to put out. So it's
and it's another thing that we can all wear. I mean, I'm in a Nouns gear right now. Like we had a really funny moment at the Nounish Studios where they're like, "Oh, have you seen our special table?" I'm like, "Special table? That sounds like something that has a bunch of noun stuff on it." But we probably also have like we were comparing because we've just been collecting Nounish items from around the world on our travels. So I'm sure that our special table, once we like have one and get to finally just like stop for 5 seconds and not have to get on a connecting flight. To that special table photo. Speaking of 420,
we were having a really cool conversation. I was
a very
with,
nice Christmas.
with our friend Highlander at Keep Key, and he has some cool things in mind as far as like Nouns merch and some of
Nice.
that. I won't give it away, but that could be really fun.
Yeah, don't give that away. That is some super secret specialness. All of our live viewers are the people that get to find out that first. Which I think I see a wild Boney in here.
A wild
GM
Boney.
Boney.
What's up, my man?
Perfect timing because we're going to talk about Prop 420, a very nounish Christmas party for 5,000 kids in need.
This is awesome.
We obviously love things like this. It has a credible team behind it. It's so, oh my God, look how freaking cute.
So this would be a partnership with
my gosh.
an organization that already exists and has been doing these parties in the holidays for underserved communities. And
The Variety Kids Xmas Party.
yeah, definitely.
Cool.
And I believe Gami has, connections to that group, which I wouldn't be surprised at all. And, I think this would be kind of one of these
I mean, it's so nounish.
attempts at doing like Nouns things in Sydney as well. I think that's the idea, but it's a really, looks like a great party. They literally have the whole, the
Toy Zone.
the layout of the room. It's really cool. And I think Nouns
Wow.
would be like floating the whole bill for the party.
Wow, this is so cool.
Not exactly sure, but all the details are in there, and it's really great. But again, like what's
Wow.
the budget
160,000 USDC, I believe.
total?
Yeah, it was. And we love, shout out to, I saw it up here. I think it's 160. Yeah, there we go.
I mean, to be completely honest,
Or maybe it's less. And they're saying that that's on average how much it has been.
I'm not exactly sure and that might have been part of the change, but to be completely honest,
Blueberry
like
Dow.
the DAO has funded like one-time events that have been expensive and part of the experiment. In this particular case, even if someone for a one-time event, like
So valuable.
it's very different. Not only is it for like the Nouns community, but it's for like a really other great community. And it's one of these things that I think that the content would really live on for a while, and I think that story would really live on. So for me, like, I think it's a great way to spend, and I hope that it passes.
Oh, it's only for 47.
Yeah, it looks like it was adjusted or something like this. But
Yep, 47,479. They have other donors as well.
yeah.
Wow. I just think it's like an all around fantastic opportunity, especially for the holidays and especially there's children. We
Well,
know
and I think that
kids like love the Noggles and stuff.
Well, I think Nouns, at the end of the day is philanthropic. I think that
Yes.
there's been this conversation around, well, is this like something that I'm going to buy and sell later and make money on? Or is it something that, you put your money into and you kind of do your best to direct that money in the way that you see best? And so I think for more people than not, like it's more philanthropic than investment geared. Obviously,
Which
with
is a
the
good
fork
thing.
and everything, like people can play around and do whatever they think they're doing, as far as like on the financial side. But I think Nouns will. Think about like all like the big charities in the world. Like those big charities exist and they get millions of dollars each year because people believe in the charity.
Yep.
And they say, hey, this charity has done this charity's done this one's done this, and they literally donate. And they do that for tax reasons and stuff like this, and but they donate. That needs to be like one of the drivers of our growth. I think if we miss the opportunity to like maintain 25% philanthropic or something like that, I think that would be a missed opportunity. And so hopefully things like this definitely like pass. And
I know that that's something like you are personally like also very aligned to.
Yeah.
It's kind of like your vision for food nouns.
yeah, not everything is going to generate money or sustainability into the next round. Like some things, like it costs money and it's done, and it's the experience. And it's I think just part of it. It's a case by case basis. But yeah, when you look at things like food, a lot of times there are there's like a philanthropic element to it all.
Wow. Well, those are the props that are currently live and pending. There are 3 that are in the updatable stage right now, and that includes Prop 421, 422, and 423. Gift nouns to 3 nounish pioneers, Mr. Bunny, Meshup, and Side Noun. Shout out to all 3 of them. They're icons in this community. Prop 422 is the Nouner Scout rounds.
I haven't read this one yet.
And On-Chain Myth for that 423. If you guys want to learn more about these props and read them yourselves, go to nouns.wtf/vote. If you want to learn more about our project and our prop, you should go to nouns.wtf/vote/206.
You know, in voter.wtf, it's also a really good resource because you see where you see the voting with comments.
Nouns.camp.
Nouns.camp is one, voter.wtf.
Yep.
But
House of Nouns. There's so many different sites that, you know, if you're really into the governance part of it and it's seeing what people are commenting about each prop and how people vote, there's a lot of candidates out there that you guys can be on.
Well, and
of course,
it's
reach
like
out anytime to ask us for the list of that.
It's a certain level of understanding to say, okay, like number of yeses versus number of nos. Like you definitely can get an idea of like where the DAO is at based on yes or no. But to really like get an understanding, it like reading people's comments about why they voted that way is frankly like the most telling as to why things are working or not working.
Yes.
And I definitely recommend people like spend the time to read those comments and you know, it's great that people are motivated to leave those comments.
Well, especially if you are someone who wants to do a proposal yourself or you're doing some research, like that's the best research you can have is how people are voting, why they're voting that way directly from them. You know, just there's a lot of cool resources for that. Of course, we have people, we always say you can reach out to us anytime, DM us, send us a message. People do sometimes after these live streams say like, well, where can I find out more? I always send them to nouns.center as well. And there is definitely like a mega list or think of a site that like has every single one of these front ends on them. So speaking of front ends, no, I'm just kidding. I didn't know how to transition into the next thing. What I really wanted to say is we are getting close to having to shut down this smaller, shorter live stream that we have with you guys.
But we're just,
so we can get airport ready. We just got started with you guys, but I think the people, we got to give them what they want. And I think right now what they probably want is a little bit of Cheffo time.
Cheffo time. Oh my, right into it.
Yep.
All right, Aubtoshi. Well, let's open up this nounish computer here.
Well, I have the window capture too, so if you just tell me what.
Oh, I'm just showing off the noggles. See?
Oh, yeah.
There we go. So, you know, we like to do these little personal segments now, a little flavor into the mind of us individually as opposed to the combined OTG mind. So here we are today for our Food Nouns weekly. Oh, I have a 5-minute window here, folks. So we're gonna speed run this one. You know, Food Nouns. It is a not a fork. It is a sub DAO of Nouns DAO. We are focused on food and the hospitality industry and all sorts of cool things in that world. And part of what we like to do is just stay current with fun things that are happening in the news. And so here we are. I have some really cool ones today. We will start with history, Aubtoshi. We will start with history. So
Oh, crap.
there is a tomb that actually has been found over 100 years ago, and they're still working on it. There's, I guess, a lot there. The tomb of Queen Meret Neith, who was potentially the first female pharaoh, I think still being determined. But
Ooh, Farah.
Farah, thank you. So
I'm just kidding. I just
There you
made that
go.
up. I don't think that that's the proper
we'll
terminology.
do it. But they have discovered all of these wine vessels. And
Gasp.
the wine vessels are still sealed, but I believe that the wine has basically evaporated and dissipated over the 5,000 years. And you know, we're left with these really interesting wine residues. And so scientists are studying these wine residues and the way that these vessels were made and everything that's kind of being discovered. And supposedly it's going to give us an insight into, or a deeper insight into the origins of winemaking. And so
I'm not going to lie.
Pretty impressive.
When I first pulled up this article, I was like, would you drink the 5,000-year-old wine? But of course, like it's not like actually liquid in there.
Yeah, no, it evaporated, and you can see these
it's like the
beautiful
essence of
vessels.
wine.
One of my favorite things about this story are these gorgeous vessels. It kind of looks like a something that you would see at a craft fair in the States. Like there's these gorgeous raku glazes, and they're obviously like hand-built vessels, just stunning vessels, and I'm sure will sit in museums for people to enjoy. But that's a really cool one.
I mean, she literally said, "When I die, bury me with wine."
Yeah, they think that she enjoyed wine quite a bit.
Okay, nice.
So we have another interesting one. We like to usually bring about some of these kind of big, bold corporate flavor things that are happening. You can kind of learn a lot about like what food companies and food brands kind of feel are the trends by looking at some of the new flavors and collaborations that are happening. So in this particular case, we have a pizza which you can buy online, eatbanza.com, but it's a combination between Banza, which is I guess a pizza company, and Tabasco. So they've determined that like something like 50% of Americans put hot sauce like on their pizzas. Like it's something crazy.
Am I reading this right?
Yeah, so the way that this works is the inside of the pizza, so like once you cut it and you put the pointy part in your mouth, that's going to be like a milder hot sauce. And then as you eat towards the crust, it gets hotter and hotter.
Oh, no.
And so what do they say? It's
it gets spicier as you eat it.
spicier as you eat it. And so, we got lit up by some spices last night. I thought that you would appreciate this one, but
it's interesting.
it's fascinating, and supposedly it works. Like the recipe
It's
testing.
just infused. They're just like sticking to
It's probably like a ring of mild, then medium, then spicy. I think something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, and it just gets hotter as you go. So pretty cool. Food is oftentimes delivery vessels. So pizza is considered
Oh, here we go. There's the...
pretty much the best flavor delivery vessel, one of them out there. And so you're always going to get people experimenting with things like cheese in a crust or now as you go. So I thought that was pretty interesting food
I love that.
architecture. And then the last one that I have today is actually really interesting. It's very nounish. John Legend has created a food review app that is called It's Good. It's going to compete against Yelp. Pretty much the idea is that Yelp can be pretty detrimental to businesses. Sometimes the reviews are valid, sometimes they're not, whatever. Chefs a lot of times have a hard time with that. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, most people want to read a good review. And so that's kind of what the thought is here. And so you'll probably see different types of integrations with this app. And it sounds like you'll probably also be able to like book and stuff like that. So they'll probably fold in OpenTable and other things.
I love that someone wanted to
John Mayer with the food
answer
app.
John Legend.
I'm sorry, John Legend.
Totally different person.
Both wonderful singers.
I love that he's trying to rival them like in a positive way. I think
Yeah,
that's really
definitely. I mean, it speaks to, again, like nounishness. Like, why promote negativity when you can make a product that promotes, as our boy Gami says, positive sum? And so
Nice.
this feels like a positive sum, and super excited to kind of see where that one goes.
Oh my God, that clapping is so intense.
Can you
Someone in the recording of that clapping was really losing their minds there. They're really excited.
That's all I got,
Cheffo.
Aubtoshi.
Cheffo time. I love Cheffo time. I love that we get to see this like food and wine news and business. I would really not know about it unless you said.
It's fun.
You're always up on the trends, on the cool things.
It's keeping it spicy.
I really do love these segments that we're doing now too, because there's just so much going on in the world. And like, is it all crypto related?
Of course not.
Probably not. And it's cool because we all have these other interests and stuff too, which is going to bring us to Toshi time, everybody. I wasn't going to like rain down completely random topics on you guys last time we were live, but I'm definitely doing that today. A very non-crypto related pop culture news. Cheffo's really great about the food news and all the food trends. I, for some reason, just have this weird talent where I will hear something in pop culture and I just can't ever forget it. And I just have it in there for forever. So I've been observing pop culture for years. And I am just blown away constantly by the things that are still viral right now. Two of those things, we got pop princesses, Britney Spears and T Swift. It is so crazy to me that as a person who like grew up in the 90s, doxed, that these women who I was, listening to as a child and like going through high school and like wasn't really a Swiftie fan in high school, but like I'm telling you guys, like exactly how crazy it is right now with everybody. That's how crazy it was back then as well. And it's the whole generation is just like repeating.
Yeah.
It is so bizarre and so crazy to see because I'm telling you guys, like it's just been like this for years, but it's really crazy. Cheffo, I don't know if you know this, but Britney Spears has a new memoir that's out.
I don't give Britney a huge follow, but
I don't want to say this wrong because I am like dyslexic when it comes to book titles. Oh, The Woman in Me. Okay. So good with this old photo. So it's all the rage right now, especially if you go to TikTok because there are some juicy bits. There's some juicy reveals from Britney that none of us needed or wanted to know, but we're just going to get that information anyways, which I feel like is so much of what pop culture kind of is. You're like, I don't necessarily need to know about like all the affairs that have been happening, but I'm listening.
I think that's my approach to it.
I would love to, you're like, you're not gonna like walk into a place, or I wouldn't just come in and start gossiping about someone. But if someone's there just blabbing away about something that I find kind of fascinating, like I'm gonna listen. And the thing that is very fascinating about this book is people are coming into a new realization about a very famous ex of hers. Cheffo, do you know who the very famous Britney Spears ex was?
Kevin Federline?
Oh my God.
Am I right? Am I right?
That is so embarrassing.
That I'm right.
Kevin Federline, the very famous ex of Britney Spears.
Justin Timberlake?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Justin Timberlake.
You just like took a shot in the dark?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. So, do you know anything about him? Because you're about to know things that you didn't want to know.
I heard a few things.
Apparently. He's probably got a big personality to like make up for some other things. But the only reason I feel comfortable saying that about a person is because when I was a child and like I had idolized this pop princess, like this woman who was just doing these amazing things, and she's dancing and she's singing and she's gorgeous and she's like America's sweetheart, like Pepsi poster child, just like everything that like, as a young girl, like, I don't know, it just was a thing that was very important. That all got bashed and like completely taken away from her and destroyed when Justin Timberlake came out with Cry Me a River and basically had very public cheating allegations saying that she cheated on him with a backup dancer. She was horrible. She was this harlot of the town. And it's just so crazy because that was completely the narrative. And so I think like why I want to talk about this and just bring it up for everybody who's kind of following her memoir right now, like that narrative against her was really strong. Like I really thought about that and like how that kind of stuck with me. And so until she actually came out with the book herself and said like what kind of went down, which was not that, he had like text her that he was going to break up with her over text.
Oof.
Oh my God.
I just looked.
How has this man been getting away with this?
Brittany is 1 year younger than me, so
Is he?
yeah. I mean, she was definitely like getting very popular. When I was in high school,
she was like in high school
Yeah.
doing her whole like thing when I was like still like a kid, like
No,
a little
no.
kid.
she was like the same age as like girls who we were like thinking were cute or whatever. Brittany was like the ultimate. She was
the ultimate.
She was the ultimate.
Well, so just do your own research, but go on TikTok and just type in like Britney Spears memoir, The Woman in Me. Everybody's
Nice.
reading it right now. I
All
like
right.
actually wanted to kind of get it before our flight today, just
Oh
to
my
give it a
goodness.
read because I'm
Jeez.
Miss Nosy Gossip about this thing. I mean, we were like really into these like bands and stuff like as a kid. Like I was born during the like boy band era, but which it feels like it's just kind of like repeating right now. So
like you're because like when you see people on an airplane, especially couples, you're like, oh, what are they about?
Mm-hmm.
And now there's a potential to where someone would look at us and say, oh, she's reading the Britney Spears book. What are they all about? Dear Lord.
I feel like they're
No, I fully
feel like
support this.
She's in the know. Everyone wants to know. It's really important because also, all jokes aside, this poor woman has been just like on blast forever. Like imagine just like in your worst days of your life. like in the worst day of your life, where it's so bad. You're being so controlled. You're being so manipulated. You're being stolen from. Your own family members are doing this to you. You are literally like having the worst day ever. Like it's so bad that you want to just go shave your whole ass head. Like imagine that happening, and you didn't just get to like wake up the next morning and be like, wow, that was interesting. Let me just move on. And then a week later, like people don't really know. But no, everyone has seen every single thing that this person has done. And so I feel like the book thing was really cool because she kind of, she just got a divorce. She just got out of her crazy like psychiatric hold that her family was putting on her. And she actually gets to talk from her own heart now.
Yeah.
And I think that that's why I brought up this story. I just think it's important.
Nice.
It's like a redemption story.
Hey, there you go. Everybody
She
deserves
also didn't
one.
ask for all of her shit to be put on display for everybody. And a lot of times that was like